Hi there, Kelly here from At Home in Durham. I got the idea for this video after showing some condos to a first-time buyer yesterday. And it occurred to me that while I certainly know what the advantages of working with a realtor are, that I'm not sure that the average consumer out there necessarily does. So I've been sending listings and commentary, and I actually like to do price predictions as well to this particular buyer. And they got in touch and said, love this place. I think this is the best place that you've sent me so far. Let's go and see it. So, I totally agreed. Great proximity to the downtown core and great square footage. The building had a good reputation. It seemed to really tick off all the boxes on their wish list. However, I knew that there was an issue somewhere because it's been on the market for 77 days, I think, whereas the average days on market in that particular building is just 36. So clearly there's a problem. So here's where it's really advantageous to go in and see things in person, because that's how we discovered the problem. We wouldn't have been able to figure it out otherwise. So the layout wasn't very functional, and the flooring, which looked fine in the pictures, actually was very badly installed, and we agreed that it would have needed to have been replaced completely. So we needed to see it in person in order to do that. So if you're already receiving listings in your inbox from a realtor, whether it's me or it's somebody else, give them a call and sort of get that in-person experience, that market knowledge. Find out where they're trying to add value to the experience. And that's not to say that you're going to hit the jackpot on the first try or the first outing. You may have to go through a few realtors to find that person whose style you really like and that your personalities mesh together, and that's okay. But I think the advantages to you as the buyer greatly outweigh the fears perhaps that you might have of getting locked into some type of contract. I know for myself, if things aren't going well with a buyer, I don't want to work with them any more than they want to work with me in that situation. So I have no problem cutting people loose if I'm finding that it's not working out. But everybody has their own way of working. So, like I said, call a realtor, get in to see some places in person, let them educate you on the properties. That's our job. Get them to prove their value, why you should pick them to work with. I know for my part, I choose to focus on educating the consumer. That's where I show my value. Let me see if I can give you an example. How I've been helping buyers so far this month. I've got a couple who are from out of town and they're thinking about relocating here to the Durham region. So I've been previewing properties for them. I've been making sure that the only things that they're getting from me is the very best of the best, that most closely match what they're looking for. And that way, when they do come down, we can maximize our time together and really only be seeing the most appropriate properties. Very similar to what I'm doing with the first-time buyer I mentioned, where we're looking at condos in Toronto. There's hundreds of buildings in Toronto, but they're not all created equally, right? There's some I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. And so what he's receiving from me is a very curated list of properties that are on the market. Only the buildings with the best reputations and the best amenities. And rather than receiving every single one plus den with ensuite laundry that comes on the market, he's just receiving maybe one per day. And I'm like, this is something that seems right for you, instead of having to go through, up to 10 a day, and really trying to pick out the gems himself. So, it's about letting us do the work for you, and providing you with the best information, right? In particular, I mean, we are still in a seller's market. 2 years now, something like that, and the very best properties are going very quickly, as always. There's lots of buyers for those great properties, and I think you put yourself at a disadvantage when you're not working with somebody who is on the lookout for you. So there's lots to say about buyer representation, but I think that's it for today. So have a good one, and we'll talk soon.